So I just got back from the movie theater. I went to go watch Weapons, and so far, the last two times I've been to the movies have been nothing but a disappointment. Well, not true. The second to last time, the very last time, besides this time, was pretty good because my mom, she took me and we went to go watch the movie that I originally went to watch, which was 28 Years Later, and it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I'm a big fan of the franchise, so. Um, but the first time I went to go watch it a few months ago, it was not enjoyable. I was in the very back row, and I was the only one in there for a little bit. Two gentlemen come in and they go to the very front. I'm cool with that. I like my privacy. I like space. I like it when the movie theaters are somewhat empty. And then it was about 15 more minutes go by, and these teenagers, four of them come in, and they're of course late to the movie. But whatever, some people have poor time management, especially if I'm a teenager. I remember when I was younger, I had poor time management. But they come in and they sit in the row in front of me, almost directly in front of me. I'm okay with it. It's public. People are going to be there. It's a movie theater, so I understand that. The thing I wasn't very much understandable or understanding of was the talking, the constant talking. I mean, for maybe 10 minutes, you're with your friends. You joke around. I know how it can be. Um, I was lenient. I was cool about it. I didn't really mind. I was paying attention to the movie. I really didn't pay much mind to whatever they were talking about. But they didn't stop. 10 more minutes go by, it didn't stop. So by this point, we're 30 minutes into the movie, and I'm a little frustrated because they're on their phones and they're showing each other stuff on their phones. They're chatting quite a bit. It's a little frustrating, but it is what it is. So I got past that part. I'm fine with that. It's fine. I can ignore it. I've been around. Back in my grandma's house, we would, try to watch movies when there's a bunch of sound. I can manage. But what I can't manage is at a certain point in the movie, I would say about an hour in, two of the teenagers start moaning. They start, you know how teenage boys are when they in the middle of a loud crowd or in the middle of something quiet, they're just like, you know. Um, and that frustrates anybody. That would frustrate anybody. I'm sure the gentleman way in the front row could hear it, and they were probably frustrated just as much as I was. Maybe not, but it's not an enjoyable experience when you're trying to watch a movie that you paid your money for. Um, and then they go on and they start saying, "I like you, pee pee," just like that, louder than the movie, and very annoying. A big disturbance to my ears while I'm trying to enjoy this movie. So I finally get fed up and I tell them to shut the fuck up. That just urged them more. Probably a bad mistake on my end, but whatever. So I go to the front counter. I tell them about it, blah, blah, blah. They say they're going to go deal with it. They do. They eventually come in and talk to the boys and they simmer down. But, at that point, I had no idea what was going on in the movie. I don't know if you've seen 28 Years Later, but it's just the type of movie that you want to pay attention to even have iota of thought of what's going on with the movie. And so I'm sitting there, I'm confused, trying to get back into the movie, and it's spoilers if you haven't seen the movie. It's at the train scene after the zombie gives birth to the non-zombie baby, which was cool. But then the alpha shows up, rips that dude's head off, jumps down, and all I get in my face is just a 10-inch zombie Wong. Right in my face after all this. No idea what's going on. Confused. A little annoyed. Frustrated. I finished the movie. I'm surprised I did. But I finished that movie the first time confused. Spoilers for when I actually did watch it. So, but yeah, my mom ended up taking me and we watched the movie for real. And I very much liked it, actually. Um, but tonight's a different story. Tonight, I'm going to talk about teenage love, is what we would call it. I'm not sure they were actually teenagers, considering that the dude kind of looked like he was older. The woman, I mean, give or take at 18 maybe. But the reason I'm saying teenagers is because what they were doing was some teenage type behavior to be doing at a movie theater when the movie theater's sort of packed with plenty of people to see what's going on. And I'm sure you can already have something in your head on what I'm about to talk about. Excuse me. So, get into the movie theater. I'm the first one there usually. Well, no, there was another person there before me, but I'm the second person there. I'm usually pretty early to movie theaters. I like the previews. That's another thing about movie theaters is for some reason they changed from previews to advertisements, like straight up commercials, as if I'm watching cable TV. I don't like that, but that's a different topic. I'm there. Everybody's getting in. We have a full row in front of me. I'm in the back row. There's only like 4 seats back there, so I'm the only one in the back row. And it looked like when I was reserving my seat, there was another one in the middle that was taken. So I felt like I was going to be back there by myself, if not one other person would come in. But that didn't necessarily happen. What happened was these 2 teenagers come in about 10 minutes into the movie, already late. They looked confused, like they didn't know where they were. Already a red flag, but whatever. They decided to sit right 1 seat over from where I'm at because I'm at the very far left. So they skip a seat, and then it was the dude and then the girl. Cool. I don't really care. You know, it's a public place, so let's all enjoy the movie and let's watch it. Was what I was thinking. 5 minutes later, 2 other people come in, and they immediately turn and they talk to these 2. It's another girl. It's like another couple. They look like about the same age, and they start talking a little bit, and they looked kind of at me like they expected me to move. Well, you know, I kind of just looked over and I just continued watching the movie and trying to pay attention. And they talked for a little bit, not too long, and then the other 2 skedaddle all the way down like 4 rows, and they sit at the very end. And then out of nowhere, the lady comes right back up, runs up the stairs, and they start talking a little bit. They talked for like, I would say 30 seconds. What are you doing? You know, just no courtesy to anybody around you, first of all. Second of all, like, maybe you should have planned better if you wanted to see the movie as a double date kind of thing. That's what it seemed like. But anyways, she finally finishes whatever the fuck they were talking about, and she goes back down, sits with her boyfriend or whatever. And then, finally, I'm paying attention to the movie. I'm enjoying it. I mean, so far from what I've seen of Weapons, I haven't finished it, of course. I walked out of there. But from what I saw of Weapons, it looks pretty good. I've only seen about an hour of it. But let's get back into it. So, I would say about 30 minutes more in, the whole time that they're there, they're giggling and chatting and stuff. The dude stands up, actually, and then hops over into her seat. And our movie theater has those reclining seat chairs that... And then you lean back, and it's got the little thing for your legs. And he jumps into her seat, and they're all cuddling. Whatever. You know, I used to do that when I had a woman with me and we wanted to be cuddling next to each other closer or whatever. I never did it with the packed theater. I always thought of, you know, courtesy when I'm at a movie theater because I know how I feel when I'm trying to watch a movie and somebody's just being fucking obnoxious. So I'd only do this kind of stuff like in a empty theater, or if a theater had like 2 or 4 people like up there and I'm in the very back with my girl. This wasn't the case. I'm like right next to them. And they're trying to get situated. They're fidgeting. The seats aren't big enough for 2 people anyways. So, of course, they're going to try to find a way to get comfortable. It takes a while. And during the whole hour that I'm there, all I hear is them giggling, like I hear smacking noises, which I don't really particularly like, especially if they are teenagers. It would make anybody uncomfortable in my position. And then you look over and you just see them like trying to eat each other's faces. I don't think anybody wants to experience that when they're trying to enjoy a movie that they want to see. I know I didn't like it. So I did what anybody would do. I just got up, I went to the front counter, and I just told them, hey, yo, I'd like a refund for my movie. And they, of course, asked why. I explained this to them and everything. And the movie theater is cool. I like this movie theater, even though I've had bad luck the last 2 times that I went. They actually gave me a free movie voucher for the next time, and then they gave me an extra free movie for whatever movie I wanted to go see, which I think is really cool. But yeah, I just think that, if you're gonna go to a movie theater, what else would you go for other than to watch a movie? Like, there's a time and a place to do what you guys are doing. Why not go to a park or go to anywhere else but a public space where people paid money to be there and enjoy the services that are provided at that place? Public display of affection is enough to make anybody uncomfortable, to be honest, unless you're, a cuck or anybody that gets their rocks off on watching people do that stuff. And if you get your rocks off watching teenagers do that stuff at my age, you're a pedophile and you deserve punishment. Anyways, yeah, I just want to talk about that a little bit. I think that wasn't the place to go and do that kind of thing. I mean, and if you wanted to do that kind of thing and the movie theater's empty, go for it. Nobody's going to see it. But I'm like right next to you. Don't do it while I'm right next to you. That's fucking weird. I don't even know how you could be into that. Like, if somebody was next to me and I'm trying to make out with my girl, it's gonna be a big turnoff to me, to be honest. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys have a good night, and I hope your guys' movie experiences aren't as bad as mine has been. I'm gonna go see it tomorrow, and I'm hoping that this time it's not gonna be the same thing. But you know how it is.